Osmanthus wine.
Genshin Impact is a game with many characters. All of them are useful to some degree, but as with every gacha, some are better than others, and some, well, kinda just suck ass. But we're not here to talk about them. We are here to talk about the character you probably saw in the title if you can read. The one, the mommy, Yelan. So why are we talking about Yelan today? Well, we're about to get in some leak territory, so if I were you and you do not like leaks, I would skip to the timestamp that is right in front of your screen now. But we're going to be talking about Yelan because she is rumored to have a rerun soon. A rerun in 3.4. Either the first half or the second half, it's going to be her with Hu Tao. Either one, it doesn't really matter. They're both very, very good characters, but I would choose Yelan over Hu Tao if you were trying to pick one. And in this video, I'm going to tell you why, and I'm going to tell you why if you are going to C6 any character in Genshin Impact, I'd say to C6 Yelan. But yeah, let's just get right into it. So now we're going to talk a bit about my Yelan. Because I think even without all the constellations, my Yelan is pretty decent. At the very least, she's pretty decent. So my Yelan with this current team I have, which I'm going to just say it, I'm going to just come out and say it. Yelan with Raiden is super fucking fun, and I would recommend that you try it. In any case, I think my Yelan's pretty cracked even without all the constellations. So she's got a max HP of 44,000 with this team, which is 3 different elements and the double hydro bonus thing, which if you didn't know gives 25% extra HP, which is very good. And my stats are as follows. Of course, we've got the HP. Attack does not matter. Defense does not matter. She's only got 21 elemental mastery, but that's fine because I don't really use her for anything concerning elemental mastery, and I don't really need to. Crit rate is 75. I guess that could be a little bit better. Crit damage is okay. 226 with her weapon, and energy recharge is almost 130, which again could be a bit better, but I'm not really too pressed about it right now. Weapons, I have an R1 Aqua Simulacra. Of course, that 88% crit damage really helps. And then the passive is very, very, very good. Artifacts, I've got basic Millilith and Heart of Depth because that is her best in slot for a C6 build. Talents, 9, 10, 9. So yeah, that is my Yelan build. So now we're gonna go talk a bit about her talents. Yelan's talents are extraordinary. Of course, her regular normal attack, not really something most people are gonna be using because most people don't have her C6, but again, this is a video on why she's the best C6 in the game. These 2 abilities are 2 of my favorite in the entire game. They even rival like Raiden's ult, which is awesome in my opinion. But Lingering Lifeline, basically, as everyone probably already knows, makes her able to run around in freaking circles, and it's just very fun. The C4, which we'll talk about later, has a lot to do with the Lingering Lifeline. But yeah, this thing hits like an absolute truck. So, we've got these hilly churls over here. Of course, they're very, very mad at me because I disturbed their peace. But I'm just going to demonstrate to you how absolutely broken this ability in and of itself is. So,
Gotcha.
Of course, it didn't crit on that hilly churl there.
Busted.
But 64k for a button press. Now, 64k is a lot of damage. Just in case I needed to clarify that. Of course, it didn't crit on that first hilly churl, but that's fine. But yeah, her E ability hits like an absolute freight train. It is insane. And her Q, especially with C6, is even better. But we'll get into that later. For, you know, her Q is basically just a Xingqiu ult, and as you would expect, it gets better and better with her constellations, but it's basically just a Xingqiu ult, but better. I'm currently trying to crown it. I want to triple crown her, actually, but I haven't gotten around to that. Her passive talents are also very, very good. So when the party has different elemental types, Yelan's max HP is going to be increased by an exponential amount. So 6, 12, 18, and 30%. So it basically goes 6, 6, 12, which is insane. But since we do have the Hydro bonus or whatever for having 2 Hydro characters, that last one's actually going to be 25%. So it's going to be 13% more, which rounds my Yelan's HP to 44,000. If we were to take Kokomi out of the party and say, let's put someone like Bennett
won't hold you back
in the party, that will go down to 40,000. So it's or 42,000, excuse me. Don't know why it did that, but yeah, that's 2,000 HP less just for not having another Hydro character in the party. So I would recommend having 2 Hydro
all
characters
is accounted for.
in your party. But let's talk about her second passive talent, Adapt with Ease. And this one is, in my opinion, one of the best passive talents in the game. So it says, so long as Exquisite Throw, her ult, is in play, your own active character deals 1% more damage. This increases by a further 3.5% every second. The max is 50%. So we do this. The duration is 15 seconds. So you start out at 1% extra damage. Basically, over the 15 seconds, it's going to go all the way up to that 50%. If it, went higher than 50%, it would be 52.5%. And yes, I did use a calculator because I'm a big dum-dum and can't do math. So I did, in fact, use a calculator. I'm not going to try to, deny that. And her third passive talent is I mean, it's just gains 25% more rewards when dispatched on Leeway Expedition for 20 hours, which is all right. It helps with getting, food and rocks and shit. But that's all right. Now we're going to get into the good stuff. Her constellations. Okay, her constellations are nuts. Absolutely nuts. Yes, it takes all 6 of them to get the full benefit. However, her constellations are very worth it. If you're going to C6 any character in this game, I would recommend C6ing Yelan. Because Yelan's C6 is extraordinary, but we'll get into her C6 a little bit later. So, for her C1, her Lingering Lifeline gains 1 additional charge, which basically just doubles the damage of her Lingering Lifeline. It's just double damage and double energy particles, which means you're not going to need as much energy recharge. Of course, energy recharge is still necessary for gaining her ult, which is going to be needed. Her C2 basically just throws an extra spike, like Xingqiu's ult, that does more damage than the other ones. So, say if the regular ones are doing 15k damage, this one will do like 22k. So it is very, very good. Her C3 increases the level of her ult by 3, obviously. Her C4, which affects this one, and just this talent in general, it increases the max HP by 10% for every enemy that you, get for lack of a better word, with her E ability, and it has a max of 40%. So basically, if you hit 4 enemies with this, it's going to be increasing your max HP by 40%, which is insane for a number of reasons. One, it's good for Yelan, Zhongli, and Kokomi, whom I have in this party. It's going to increase Zhongli's shield capabilities, and it's going to increase Kokomi's healing. But 40% max HP increases Yelan's damage by an incredible amount, an amount that I don't think most people realize. Like, if I do 1E, it does 60,000 damage, like you saw just then. If I capture 4 enemies with this and go all the way up to that 40%, it's going to do like 80k on average to at least Hilly Churls. I don't know about most other enemies in the game, but from what I've seen, it goes from like 60k to 70k to like 80k when I get that 40%. And her C5, you know, just a level increase of her E, which is always welcome. Now, Yelan's C6. Let's talk a little bit about her C6 before I show you what it is. I'm sure Yelan's been out for, you know, months now. You probably already know what her C6 is if you've seen any video on Yelan, because her C6 is just that insane. Her C6 is the best in the game, bar none. It is the best C6 in the entire game, and that could just be my opinion. You could have a C6 that's better. If you think C6 Bennett is better, I would like to have words with you, but Yelan's C6, it's a pretty long paragraph, but after using her ult, Yelan will enter the Mastermind state. In this state, all of Yelan's normal attacks will be special breakthrough barbs, which, in case you didn't know, her breakthrough barb is that right there. The little thing that she gets her little Apple Watch for. And it basically does AoE damage. It's going to convert all of her normal attacks to that, which is insane. But not only that, you get 150% more damage. Or, you know, 56% more damage, rather. Because that 100% is just, you know, the regular damage of a breakthrough barb. So you're doing 56% more damage than a regular breakthrough barb. And I'm going to real quick show you just how much a little breakthrough barb does. So just that one breakthrough barb did 20,000 damage. And 50%, or 56% rather, more damage is going to take that all the way up to, give or take, 30, 34, 35k. And you get 5 of those on normal attacks alone. And I've had the Abyss gameplay in this video, so I'm sure you've seen it a couple of times already. But her C6 is so incredibly insane, and I cannot overstate that, because it is absolutely incredible. Again, like I said earlier, if you are planning to C6 any character in this game, I would have to recommend C6ing Yelan. C6 Yelan is better than C6 Raiden. It's better than every C6 in the game, maybe except Yai. Maybe except Yai's C6, because Yai's C6 is crazy as well. But this video ain't about her, so we're just going to be talking about this. But yeah, that is her constellations, and enjoy the rest of the video.